Hey there, folks. Do you all feel like we're in an alternate reality in another universe? We're in the upside down. Um, I'm, you know, reading some articles. I read an article on Slate today that really kind of it baffled me a little bit, and I'm hearing all this talk, and saw a couple clips of some shows I follow and stuff, and everybody's still on this. I know everybody wants to act from a frenzied anxiety of emotion of what's coming. I just wanted people to take it seriously and think of practical, realistic solutions and alternatives and options. But everybody's just throwing glue against the wall to see what'll stick. Sorry, my dogs are barking. They're just throwing everything against the wall to see what'll stick. And they're not grounded in any sort of practical solution. I mean, I understand we need to have the conversations about how we got to here, but that doesn't change the here right now. Their idea is, okay, Biden, go get somebody else. They have to make them a rock star in like less than a month. Whoever. Early voting starts in September in some places. So yeah, make them a rock star. With all the sabotage that is going on. Look at, they're sabotaging themselves, the Dems, right now. Sabotaging themselves. Make it make sense. I mean, I just can't wrap my head around the bubble that everyone is in, that, the Beltway, the media, everybody just, what planet are you people on that you don't have, we need to have these discussions to have these practical, ideas. What one of them is grounded in reality right now? What plan? Please enlighten me, because I've missed the plot, apparently, following all this. I don't see anything that is grounded in reality that leads to a positive outcome. Again, I'll go back to that article on Slate. It was talking about the historians and how they're skewed and things like that. And about how, Heather Cox Richardson, I did watch that with Port on CNN. And, she said, whenever that has happened and they've changed, they've lost. That is fact. But he's basically or she or whomever it was writing the article was basically saying, grasping at that little sliver of light, but doesn't necessarily have to be that way. No, it doesn't. Nobody's denying it doesn't have to be that way and everybody lose. But reality is, when that happens, they lose. Oh, and this is a different political climate. Yeah, no crap. It went from governance to reality TV. The adults in the room, I'm still looking for them, because it looks like a bunch of kindergartners going, run wild, smashing everything around them. That's what it looks like. Where's the adults in the room? And I get what they were saying in the article. Historians should stay out of politics. Well, if that's their line and that's what they study for their job and their, like you have in science, you have niche specialties. Like you go into astronomy and then you pick your path of what you specifically want to focus on. There are historians that specifically focus on politics throughout our country's history. Some even break it down more specially. They are specialized in Democrats, or they're specialized in Republicans, or some are specialized specifically in presidents. There are niches. It just seemed like they were trying to talk themselves and into this place where, oh, there's a light because there's a chance. Everything is a chance. It's a 50-50 crapshoot no matter what you do in life. Again, we grown. We ain't children. And that's another thing, the contempt for the people from the journalistic media legacy types. And I like Slate. I do. I mean, the legal stuff. Um, Pretty much. I mean, because I like Dolly Lithwick and Mark Joseph Stern and stuff like that. And I was kind of like that just seemed to try. I mean, you can critique that you don't like how historians are coming on trying to use their platform as well to speak about history and how it relates to the present. You may not like how they do that. That's your critique to have. But to try to twist it in some, as I read it, now maybe somebody else read it different. It's my personal opinion. It just seemed like they were grasping for something. Any slim bit of hope. Like, just because it's always happened doesn't mean it always will. No, of course not. Just because something has always happened, yeah, you can flip the script. I believe that we can do that as people. We can change, we can progress, and we can evolve. But history does teach us in these situations when there is this polarization and this very divisive um, area that we are in, they have lost. So you're trying to kind of deny that and relay it to, oh, but now that doesn't necessarily mean that will happen. No. And they're just saying it will, and they don't like that they're saying that. Well, okay, nothing is absolute. Nothing is 100%. But if you want to really get down to brass tacks about it, yeah, the likelihood is there. That just, I don't know. I see a lot of contempt for the people that are us on the ground, that the higher ups and those in positions of authority and whatnot. I just feel a lot of contempt. I don't know about y'all, but that I feel that. And then you got your Beltway bubble, and they're Schumer. I could smack that boy. I mean, not literally, but I'd like to give him a tongue lashing right about now. Oh, we're looking at things because of our, and talking to our donors. Well, I don't know about anybody that's donated. They call you? They're talking about big money donor. They're calling it big money donors. Because they apparently matter more than us. Again, contempt. And the bullying going on. We see that on the right, on the daily. Like, that's how DJT got all his people in line, is bullying, threatening, putting fear in them. That's why they all need primary. Every Republican, next time around, primary every single one of them. They ain't got a spine about them. If you're going to have people in your people's house representing you, if they're going to fall in line like that and not have character about them and stand up, on the side of anything that's right, what are you voting for them for? I mean, unless you believe all their BS. But all of that is, again, a lot of manufacturing coming out of their side too, and then breaking. But they're falling in line because they've been bullied. Murkowski in Alaska. She said, no, you ain't bullying me. And she won. Now, whether you agree with her or not, you want a woman who leads? Right there she is. And let's go back to reference of another video I had. But you want a woman who leads? She's leading. Agree or not, she said, no, you're not going to bully me. I don't agree with you, and I'm still going forth. She's still here. She's still doing her thing. But the men fall in line. Amazing how that works, isn't it? Who's the leaders? Remember, folks, you men got a mother. She led every day. So, back to the point. There's a lot of bullying going on. That's how DJT got his gang in line. Now it happens on our side, a little here and there. Not to that mass scale. And I'm not saying everybody need to toe the line and all that. Have your constructive criticisms and whatnot. But we have to deal with practical realities and necessary things of how you achieve the outcome you want. And if you are in such disarray, okay, maybe Biden says, I'm going to go tap out, get somebody else. They're starting from zero. You got to make them a rock star in record time. And they're going to have sabotage all over, coming from every corner. I mean, look, nobody, the Dems are sabotaging themselves. So primary them too. Next time around. Do it. I mean, it seems like practical reality and real consequence. Oh, if we don't do it, something bad's going to happen. Well, if you do, something bad going to happen too. I mean, it's a 50-50 shot no matter what. Hedge your bets. You know, I mean, all of this bullying going on, and it's people start caving. I mean, yeah, these are not ideal times and ideal situations, but we are all aware of that, and maybe more straightforwardness from the Beltway folks instead of hair on fire. Oh, you know, we may not. We're gonna, and we're just gonna keep beating this dead horse. This should have been a blip in the news, and still here we are. Because nobody can come together to get no sense about what practical, realistic things can be done going forward to achieve the outcome that is necessary. Crickets, I don't hear any practical, real world solutions. Theirs are just, um, let's demean and degrade the current president because we don't think he has it in him, and bicker about what we need to do and push him, or we try to force him out, or we get somebody else, or we push him to back down, and then you're still starting from square one. Like, how is the percentage of positive outcome there? Yeah, but it's so minuscule. Is it worth it? I mean, that's what I'm asking people. Are they thinking about these things? What are real, practical, realistic expectations here about how to navigate this minefield? And I'm just hearing a lot of back and forth and a lot of squabbling and a lot of bickering, like a bunch of spoiled children got their lollipop taken or something. I mean, good night. There may be idiocracy come to life, I swear. I just want adults in the room. People would have more spine. Stop with the bullying. Again. And this is where I get frustrated because so much negativity gets thrown onto everything. Somebody's age, somebody's political choices, somebody, in my case, medical conditions. You've got people, the negative connotation that comes with poverty or minorities or being a woman in this day and age. You have all of this, the negative connotations that everybody wants to attack somebody for something, that it just becomes so vitriolic. And it's so ridiculous. What happened to be, that's why I can't stand the bully thing. It's like, if you cannot be in our people's house and get a spine about you, then you don't need to be there. You know, I just don't like that. We are voting anymore in self-defense. And we expect our elected officials to defend us with their vote. But we're getting thrown under the bus. And we shouldn't have to vote in self-defense. Because the system as it is with the two parties has allowed too many demons to come in the back door. And yeah, again, I said we need to own it. We've fallen off the ball and, not paid the attention we should, and we should own that. But you got people like Mitch McConnell, the ghoul that he is, that has totally taken his Dr. Evil Bond villain power and wrecked things and left a wake in his path that made it so much harder for us. Guess what? The gerrymandering bill's there. The John Lewis Voting Rights Act is there. The codifying of Roe is there. All of these great bills that could do a lot to help things and stymie some of this mess like that we are going through now. Who won't support them? The GOP. They're there. We can't get them through because they don't want to. They want to They don't want to represent. They want to rule. They want subjugation. They want their Christian nationalist version of fascism. So there's a lot of hands in the pie as far as who dropped the ball all along the way. But in recent times, I mean, if you want to get down to brass tacks for how bad it's gone, again, we wouldn't have the 3 SCOTUS justices if it weren't Mitch McConnell being, Dr. Evil doing his thing. It just blows my mind that I'm reading and I'm seeing and I'm listening to things, and it's like, you people are it's just getting worse. They're caving to bullies. And the fact that people gotta go bully? Stop it. You're grown. Act right. Act like an adult. But adults do that too, as we can see on the other side. They live by that. Yeah, well, it just, this is why we need to check them. If this is the catastrophe, the hamster wheel, the circus we're going to deal in, we need to do better as people to vote for ourselves. Everybody should be primaried. They don't like that at all. Not a bit. Remember that. I'm just saying, I don't know about y'all, but this is very frustrating. I was talking to somebody else today about something, personal business I had to deal with, and they kind of said the same thing. This is crazy. This is nuts. And I don't think in my lifetime I recall. I mean, the stuff with Reagan back in the day, I vaguely remember some things, but, and I remember the kind of Clinton mess a little bit, but I don't even think it got as crazy as all this. At least it doesn't seem to me. I mean, somebody can check me on that one, but I don't think I've seen a crazier political time, that it's just one little worm came out of the hole and started screaming, and then everybody come out, and like you get more pop up, and then, oh, we're gonna go bully you and we're gonna pull you into this net. And I want everybody to, again, check themselves, take a step back, come back to Earth One. Practical, realistic, positive solutions to get the outcome that we need to achieve. Throwing crazy against the wall to see if it'll stick is, I don't know about y'all's, but in my experience, don't work. Oh, is there a chance? There's always a chance for anything. Life has changed. Life is crazy that way, but if you a betting man and you have money on it, you probably wouldn't. No, and the odds are not in your favor. And that's all I'm saying. The odds are not in our favor. No, in the more that we tear ourselves apart and sabotage our own agenda, you just lessen the chances. I know people are smarter and they see, but it's just become such I don't know, this constant whirlwind of just madness at this point. And some people I respect and admire, I mean, I'm like, I get what you're saying. Yeah, these things need fixing, but again, we are in a time we don't have that luxury to take it all from scratch and start from point A. You know, we're not in a position of luxury here. That's it, exactly. We're not in a position of luxury that we can quibble and bicker about things and blame and this, that, and the third, you know. I wish people would be more honest and upfront, and I wish people on the ground would check their politicians and their legislators and say, hey, this is what we want, you know, because the right will absolutely, like a shark, chum in the water. And even though I said, you know, hey, I think the right's a little nervous too. I mean, yeah, they're going to pound any candidate into the ground as long as they can with their word salad and gymnastics that have no basis in reality. Yeah, they're going to do that. But they're going to do it even harder if it's somebody else. And again, the sabotage, because then you'll have the cannibals from the inside, as we see now, because nobody can seem to check themselves. You know, and the right will have a field day with it. So you've got that battle to fight too. I mean, it just invites, the chaos creates more chaos. I just don't know what people are thinking. I think everybody's kind of lost the plot. I mean, I know I get where the plot is, but it's like, you had time. You had time before. Why didn't everybody, sit down and talk about this if this is what you were really concerned about? Or you didn't think of it? I mean, the narrow view of the Beltway just blows my mind. Never ceases to amaze me. I'm not surprised though, It's that you're not surprised, but like, damn, you're putting it out there. Really? Wow. I get so frustrated with them. I don't know about you guys, but the circus needs to stop. The train needs to stop. Because there's really serious things coming, folks. It ain't no, and we're losing the whole plot on that, really. Like, okay, here's the end of the cliff, people. Death and destruction's on the edge of that cliff looking over. That's it. Did you forget that? While the train's barreling towards it? Did you forget? You need to pull the emergency brake. I don't hear, I hear people, put it in their talking points and whatnot, but they don't seem to actually grasp it the way I'm hearing it come across. It's just, wow. I see a lot of comments from people on different platforms. People have genuine anxiety about what's going on. And the Beltway folks and the media and everybody else screaming and bickering back and forth for their clicks don't seem to grasp the gravity of the people. The people are anxious, and you're giving them anxiety, and you are stressing them out, and you're making them have fear about what's going on, and you're not reassuring them. You're not reassuring them that there is a reasonable and practical plan going forward to stymie and alleviate their concerns. All they're doing is creating more chaos. I say everybody need to get primary. Next time around, everybody. I mean, we got what we got right now. So we have to roll with it, but suck it up and grit our teeth and do what we got to do to get on the other side so we can get some of those bills I mentioned through that will help pave the way for a better future. But after that, next time, check them, boo. Check them. They need a little rude awakening, and we the people, because we participate. Peace.